Most bankers aren't ready to help you until after their third cup of coffee. But with Central National Bank's after-hours service, you don't have to wait for the bank lobby to open to get help. You can contact us from 6 to 8:30 in the morning or from 5 to 10 in the evening, and we'll connect you to a real, live, local person who can answer questions and fix problems 7 days a week. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Member FDIC.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
I tried to fight all through the night, deep in the heart of Texas. The trailer park is nice and dark, deep in the heart of Texas. That drinks his brew and he spits his chew, deep in the heart of Texas. The TV blares, but no one cares, deep in the heart of Texas. Here we go!
Hey, everybody, welcome to Bois, King of the Hill podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm Rusty.
Rusty, it's a Friday, and
It
as
is a
any other
Friday
Friday,
episode,
it's a
yes, sir.
That Ain't Right Friday.
It ain't right Friday.
Woo-wee. Hey, we got a theme. What do you got for us over there? I know you've got some comments and
Yeah, I
things
got
like
some
that.
comments.
Maybe some recipes.
Well, I wish. I'd love a good recipe. All right, so let's scroll down a little bit. I don't want to go too far back to what I've already read. All right, we've got William F7401 on the YouTube comments. It's Bawaha. So that's what he wrote there.
So he's saying we're spelling it wrong. Has it got H's in it when he posted it? Does it have H's in it?
BWAAH.
Yeah.
Let's
I
see
get
here.
it. There's only so many A's I could type.
Yeah.
But thank you for the feedback. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we do appreciate it. All right, Patrick Sales, 7244 on season 6, episode 1. Bobby Goes Nuts. He comments, "Woo!"
There we go.
Starting season 6.
You can't beat a
All
woo.
right.
A woo's great.
Yeah, here we go. Austin Smith, 8800. Absolutely love the concept of the show, but some of the guessing is like nails on a chalkboard. The Chiefs were the Dallas Texans, and then the Cowboys became an expansion. I was doing all the guessing. He wasn't talking about you.
That's all right. I don't care.
And that's what I said. I was like, Mike knows more about older sports than I do.
That's
and
right.
Then,
I know all about hoop and stick.
and then he said, absolutely, wasn't trying to be too
Rock
harsh.
collecting.
He said, I'll let Rusty slide since he's a recovering Brit. I'm a recovering
That's
Brit,
funny.
so that was good.
That's really good.
I've been listening to the show around the clock since I found it on here. The nostalgia has been a great boost to my day. Thanks, Austin Smith, 8800. We appreciate that. Next
Yeah,
one
thanks, Austin.
is
Appreciate it.
Fred Quillen, 6608.
Fred Quillen.
That's from the
Yum.
King of the Hill episode where Bobby starts taking women's self-defense classes. Correct, absolutely.
Yeah,
You're
he's
right.
talking
That
about
is
the one
exactly
with the
what that
purse,
episode
right?
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what he was commenting
I
on.
don't know you.
And then we've got blah, 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 8999, who
That's
said...
the username?
That is the username.
Wow.
Who went and finished all the episodes of the podcast and worked their way backwards. So they watched...
Holy crap.
They watched and listened to our show in real time backwards.
That's an American hero.
Outlaw in Texas says this season reminds me of YouTube Poop Durham Rockers. I'm not sure what that is.
YouTube Poop Durham Rockers. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Then we've got Trent Williams 4637. Thank you, Mike and Rusty.
Hey.
Because I started posting in the community thing that
Yeah,
they have
yeah,
on there.
yeah,
I
sure,
posted one
sure.
on there. I'd made a graphic for that time when Peggy got caught in the closet smoking a cigarette, and she says,
I saw that.
"Can't you see me smoking in here?"
Yeah.
And or she says, "Can't you see I'm fucking knitting?" Well, she doesn't say that, but I put in the F word on there. So I put on there, thanks for continuing to support and like our show. And he said, "Thank you, Mike and Rusty, for all the work you do on the show. It's nice to finally have a dependable King of the Hill podcast to listen to, where I know I will have new King of the Hill content every Monday and Friday. Your show is keeping me content while we all wait for the reboot next year."
Your show is keeping me content while these padded walls around me keep me in.
Yeah. We've got Chin Tupples says they love the podcast. Koviox says y'all are so sweet, making sure the fans are taken care of.
Thank you.
Rusty Shackleford.
Without the fans, by the way, without the fans, we're nothing.
Yeah,
we got nothing going on.
We're just sitting
thank
here
you
talking
to
to
you
each
guys.
other.
Yeah.
Rusty Shackleford 3320, love it. Glad I found people to listen to. This is my favorite cartoon.
That's a debate there, right?
As a debate.
Is it a cartoon or is it an adult animated series? Are they different?
No.
No. Okay.
I think I think they're
debate
all
over.
Appreciate that. And then we've got the country would be a lot better if we had a Hank on every block.
That's it.
I agree with that. I totally agree with you. I said we need 10 Hanks and 3 Peggys. Our whole neighborhood right now is on life support. Without them, we definitely need them. All right, we've got we've got I guess a negative comment here.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to have a negative one. And then I asked for feedback too. Whenever the comment, there's a little back and forth between me and the negative comment. I just asked him. I said, "Damn, man, that's a lot of ads. My entire drive in from work, checking out a random podcast I come across, and there's 5 minutes of content, and the rest of my drive was ads." He says you can't be making any money from those. It's worth having people tune out. Grow an audience at first least. I said, well, we're still learning. I said, it's not a typical episode anyway. It was a Friday episode that he was talking about. And
well, if there's ads in it, then I put them in there because it's supposed to be 2 up front and 3 in the back.
Yeah.
But the back ones are after the show is over. So,
yeah, it's already over.
If you're hitting a bunch of ads, then
the show
I don't know.
Over.
Maybe your podcast player is putting them in.
Yeah,
that could be a thing as well.
And then
but thanks for listening.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Try a full length episode. I think you'll be better.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Pleased.
That's what I said. And I said, thanks for the feedback. I'd ask you to try one of those. He said, we're on to something good. What did he say? He said, there's definitely things to like. You guys have decent chemistry and your voices aren't annoying. I like that you got into the technical side of the animation.
Thanks.
And if you mix that with some kind of analysis on the show and stories they presented on screen, which is what we do. So that was his first his first C of the show was not a normal typical. It was like a Friday thing. So I told him, thanks for the feedback. Go check it out, and then we'll whatever feedback you got, we'll listen to, and if it's something we could use, we'll use it.
Absolutely.
And then we've got another one. The Dead Jam 421 says, more ads, please, for just extended stretches of time. Give me like 3 in a row. Just do like 10 minutes of ads. It's the best part.
Well, again,
so great.
That's what we do. I mean, we put them all right in a row so that you can either listen to them or skip over them.
Yeah.
And again, if you're getting them in the middle of our conversation, then that's your player.
Yeah. That's wherever you're watching it.
Because, boy, they can.
Yeah. We've got Secular, Sekkular. He said, a Texans fan. Now we have something to cheer for.
Oh,
heck yeah.
Gross.
I'm a Texans fan. People focus on the way Bobby and Hank bond in this episode, which they do, but it's also kind of bittersweet seeing how Bobby and the Red Corn Boy are growing apart. I think they might even be enemies in the reboot. It would make sense they would grow that far apart. That's from Neil Preet 918. And I put on there to him, I said, I like to think that they keep it civil, but they kind of disassociate.
I think Bobby's working at that fusion restaurant, and Joseph is the one who delivers vegetables every day to him.
Maybe, who knows? I like to think that he is
Maze.
I like to think that he goes and gets in touch with his. He finds out who his dad is and decides to get in touch with that part of his.
That dude's still around, right?
Yeah, I would imagine he would be around.
Guy that played Red Corn.
Oh yeah, he's still around.
Yeah,
he's definitely still around.
Yeah.
We've got one. Dr. Carmichael and Jones said Hank Hill ? Hank never bullied. Nah, Hank bullied.
Hank bullied some. Yeah, he didn't mean to, but he did.
Yeah,
especially in high school.
I think he might have meant to.
Well, that's true.
We have another one. In Case I'm Fake said, what is y'all's thoughts about Bobby being a fusion chef in Dallas? Why didn't he follow in his dad's footsteps? I think he kind of did follow in his dad's footsteps in a sense, because if he's a fusion chef in Dallas, he's using gas to cook with.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I bet that is the one big thing that he only uses propane.
Yeah, it's like he uses gas. It's probably gas.
But he also
powered
knows
grills.
He also knows the enormous taste that comes from
his dad likes to cook though
charcoal.
too. His dad liked to cook.
Hmm.
The barbecue thing, come
Yeah.
on, like that's a part of Hank's persona is barbecue.
Yeah.
I feel like
No,
that's a
what
part
I'm
of
saying,
it.
What I'm saying is he using charcoal though?
Oh no,
Because
Maybe
he
wood.
he and his mom,
maybe some
they
wood.
did the charcoal stuff and loved it. Then they
Yeah,
ended
it
up
is-
having to
it
throw
is
it all
better.
out.
It is better, honestly.
It is.
All right, here we go. We've got one that was kind of crazy. We've got PHEUNITH. So Feunith, psychic, water type 9881.
Nice.
I don't trust a King of the Hill revival for 1 nanosecond. Other IPs have been rebooted to garbage for being far less. A show like King of the Hill with its background stands no chance in a self-flagellating far Lisa Simpson entertainment industry. I guess he's saying far left by calling it far Lisa Simpson.
Yeah, I would think so.
That's pretty funny. Wasn't enough that 2 key voices died and 1 replaced, yet they still want to dig up the well-rested corpse and fool around with it for money.
God almighty.
Specifically, BlackRock money. So
Wow, for real?
yeah, that's great.
BlackRock money.
Yeah, well, I just think those
Yikes.
comments are funny. Like
Hey,
somebody took like
Thanks for listening.
I just said
Yeah.
10-4, good buddy.
Yeah,
I really
thanks for
don't,
listening.
I
We
really don't know
appreciate
how
it.
to answer. I really don't know
I
what
don't-
to say to that.
I don't want to get
honestly.
in trouble with BlackRock. I'm good. Thanks.
Yeah. The medicated bean,
Yeah.
cool art. Where are their
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
I thought there was more, but thanks.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, so let's do. I got a quick one for you here.
Some fan art, right?
This is some fan fiction.
Oh, fan fiction, yeah.
Yeah, and you tell me at the end whether it's any good or not. Okay.
All right, let's go for
This is Bobby and the Gwar concert.
it. Gwar.
You ever seen Gwar?
I have seen. I've never seen them, but
Yeah.
I know who they are. I mean, I've never seen them in concert, but I've seen them
Yeah.
all. I know who Gwar is. I've listened to their music.
I went to see Gwar and got covered in fake blood the entire time. I mean, just drenched.
yeah,
right?
just corn syrup.
And
right?
I'll
Pretty much.
always say the crowd that was at the Gwar concert was way rougher than the crowd at the ICP concert. So it was almost like they
Are you calling them out right now, or
Yeah.
are you calling out
calling out Gwar fans?
the clowns?
Yeah, no. The clowns were great.
Oh, okay.
They were. I'm not a fan of theirs, but the show and the people, fantastic.
Oh, okay.
The next week, I went to see Gwar, the exact same venue.
I said,
And
you're
it was
calling all the juggalos and juggalettes out. Or?
Juggalinis. It was like a prison bus let out front
Yeah.
because the like mosh pits and stuff. Everybody wanted to hurt each other, and
Wow.
I mean, it was rough. Yeah.
Bunch
Okay.
of accountants out there throwing haymakers.
Bunch of skinhead accountants,
Yeah.
apparently.
Well, I mean, that's what they say. That's like all these music festivals are just filled
Yeah.
with like tech workers
Oh yeah, I'm
because
sure.
they're the only ones that could
Well,
travel and do whatever they want for
Well, not only
weeks
that,
at a time.
they let all their
Well,
pent
my-
up energy out.
Well, I had a buddy that was he was in tech and he's in tech still, but
Mhm.
he had got a new job with the government, working somewhere in Austin, doing something for the government, and
BlackRock.
he had to wait for all his clearances to come in from the government to be able to touch their computer systems,
Oh yeah.
and he sat paid for like a year and a half doing nothing.
Wow.
He would have to clock in the morning and clock out at the end of the day, but there was no work because he couldn't do anything because he wasn't on their system. So the United States government paid him for a year and a half.
Everybody go get a government job.
Yeah,
All right, Bobby and the Gwar concert.
it's like stealing,
and this is
but it's
by-
legal.
It's legal still.
It's legally stealing from the
Well,
government.
it's politics, same thing. And this was written by someone named Shadowgate. Shadowgate, you might want to revisit this. Bobby had just ordered a ticket to the Gwar concert, and he had his dad's permission. Number one, I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, that part makes it unbelievable.
He gave his dad the money in exchange. Hank would allow his credit card to be put through and the ticket charged to it. That's rough wording. When Bobby's mom, Margaret, found out, she threw a
Margaret.
fit. Yeah, that's, again, this is a cardinal mistake in fan fiction. You call the characters by the wrong name. But in this one, Bobby's mom's name is Margaret. Hank, 2 weeks ago, I had a talk with Bobby's teachers about this concert. She says she believes this kind of music should be banned, and I'm concerned about that myself. Bobby replied, well, hang on. I guess she's talking to Hank in front of Bobby. because Bobby replied, well, Mom, you have meetings with every teacher at my school. Just because one teacher at my school hates rock music doesn't mean I should have to stay home from the concert. Margaret said, whoever that is, I want you to get your money back on the ticket to that concert. Bobby asked, I already paid for it, and I don't think it's refundable. That's not a question. Margaret said, Bobby, I want you to call the ticket line and have them cancel your ticket. Hank says, it was ordered online. Bobby gave me the cash, and I ordered it with my credit card. Margaret said, okay, you give Bobby his money back, and then you get online and cancel it. This is not really a story. This is...
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. I can't follow. I can't track it.
Hank said, I already promised Bobby he could go. He's 13 and he's not getting any younger. Margaret said, well, Hank, if you promised him that, then that was irresponsible on your part. Hank asked, how was I supposed to know you were going to throw a fit over this? Margaret yelled, God damn it, Hank.
All right.
Margaret Hill was pissed that Hank allowed Bobby to purchase a ticket to the War concert. At dinner, they had all agreed to keep quiet, and they'd discuss it later. When they all washed up, and instead of having family time in front of the TV, they sat in the living room to have a discussion. This is a great episode.
Crazy.
Margaret stated, I want you to get a refund on that ticket. Man, how many times is she going to say this?
Yeah.
Fucking Margaret. Bobby replied, I hear Dad and the neighbors complain about, this is my favorite part, I hear Dad and the neighbors complain about liberal activist judges, but what about activist teachers? I mean, you can't fight off a school bully without jumping in and punishing you. Now we have teachers that want to tell kids what music they can listen to off school grounds. This is a guy writing a story, and he thinks he's very poignant, like, he's pointing out these activist things and these left-leaning stuff.
Yeah.
And he ends up calling her Margaret. Margaret snapped.
Margaret.
Well, kids shouldn't be fighting anyhow. And when the teacher complaining about the music you listen happens to be your mother, that's what? Bobby lashed out. I can be tried as an adult, but I can't choose what music I want to listen to. No, Bobby, you would have to murder somebody in cold blood. Margaret answered, well, life isn't fair. Hank jumped in and said, honey, I don't think that concert ticket is refundable. Margaret said, well, I see you used your debit card, so you just keep Bobby's money to cover that charge to your bank account, and that's it. Bobby yelled, that's it. I paid $70 for that ticket. Margaret said, well, I don't want you going to a concert that's loud and vulgar. Hank said, oh, honey, don't you think he's old enough? He's not 5 years old. Margaret said, he's not an adult either. Hank said, we cuss in front of him all the time.
Yeah, never. What? Like, is this somebody who wrote this who's never watched King of the Hill?
Margaret said, Hank, why are you taking his side? Hank answered, you baby him. Margaret said, well, I can see this is an era where a husband won't side with his wife. What? Hank asked, if he goes to that concert, how long will I have to sleep on the couch? Now, here's my favorite part. Bobby yelled, well, now there's a man standing up against his wife. Fucking awesome. What? Margaret snapped, Bobby, watch your language. Oh, well, I guess I can't win this one. Bobby said, don't worry, Mom. It's unlikely I'll actually get killed at this concert. The end.
No, at the end it says, Bobby had a blast at the Guar concert. The end. Like they had to let you know.
That is so
that's
bad.
Uncanny.
That is rough. Hey, if by some happenstance here, somebody knows Shadowgate or you are Shadowgate, please reach out to us.
Yeah, please don't murder us. You might want to hide the address on the website.
Also, don't be a liberal activist judge.
Whatever that is.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There you go. A brand new story for you guys. Bobby went to the Gore concert. Hank has gotten divorced. He married a woman named Margaret.
Yeah.
And now they say things like fucking and goddamn in front of Bobby. So,
if you have any King of the Hill fan fiction that you would like to share,
hell yeah, I'd
with
love to read
us,
some.
go to bwaaaakoth@gmail.com. Go ahead and email that on in.
I'm almost to the point where I would act those out and put in Foley work, like sounds and stuff.
Yeah, I would do that. That'd be
like
fun.
like a whole new. Here's brand new episodes. That one wouldn't do very well, I don't think.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure on that one.
All right, you want to tell them where they can find us?
Yeah, you could find us at bwaaaakoth.com, or you can find us at roguemedianetwork.com/bwaaaakoth.
Hey, just remember Mondays, normally video on Spotify as well as audio, video on YouTube, and then audio everywhere else that you can get a podcast. If you can swing it, head over to Patreon. We've got a $3 a month thing that kind of helps us keep the lights on and pay for printer ink and stuff like that. And other than that, we really appreciate you being here, and we'll see you again on Monday.
Yeah, we appreciate that. And don't forget to go check out the YouTube and go over there and like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can get notifications when we go live, which we generally go live on there every time we record. So go check it out.
There you go. And we'll see you next time.
Uimatange.
Uimatange indeed. This has been a Rogue Media Network production.